yet there's 800 million starving people all over the world.
There's all those people starving in the world. Did you consider yourself one of them at this point?
No, I definitely didn't. Probably should have though. Through my eating disorder recovery, I fought to be vegan, I fought to stay vegan. There's obviously all those people out there that say, oh, you're only vegan because you want to restrict to stay in your eating disorder. Yous guys, take that. This was inevitable, this was always going to happen.
I don't hate people for not being vegan. I hate the lies and the excuses people make. If Tommy would have just simply stated that his health was poor and couldn't be vegan anymore, we wouldn't be having a problem now, would we?
We've now give you an ultimatum that you actually start doing what we say or you'll end up being in the hospital if you keep going the way you're going.
It wasn't until his recovery team threatened to throw him into the hospital that he finally started eating properly. He destroyed his health with an eating disorder, but he wants to blame all of that on veganism. How convenient.
And you get love bombed when you first get into it. And this is one of the tactics that cults use.
Excuse me? How many ex-vegans go running off to this guy's channel? Projection.
Man, this guy seems insufferable.
You are the one who is insufferable, Tristan. But I digress.
He wasn't really speaking to a lot of people, and they said, well, we've brought him all the way over here from Australia. We've paid these flights and things like that. He's came here and he's only spent a few minutes with us. And the funny thing was...
Wait, you paid for his flight from Australia? I thought he has Patreon people that give him like 7 G's a month or something to do his activism.
Okay, so when Joey Carbstrong gets a GoFundMe to help pay for flights, that's horrible. But when we also start a GoFundMe to help Tofu Tommy pay for a SIBO test, that also makes us horrible. Gee, we're just so horrible. The vegan community is just so toxic and hateful.
And the one thing that really got me is that they're going and all slander John Venus at the moment.
It is plain as day that John Venus pretty much sold his ethics in order to get a MyProtein US sponsorship. The same way that it is also plain as day that Tofu Tommy destroyed his health with an eating disorder, but then blames it on vegan. We are not blind and we are not stupid. Get over it.
Every time a guy came to one of the Cubes of Truth, they would immediately tell him when he would discuss things about how to get my protein, they would say, oh, well, Patrick Baboon's a vegan strongman and John Venus is a vegan bodybuilder.
Is it just me? Are they both just jealous and salty?
They would start relating things to cows being like babies, and it was all about emotive feelings and things like that.
Yeah, emotional manipulation techniques and using language and changing the meaning of words, right? Look, that's a baby cow. They don't call it a calf.
What truly astounds me is how someone can go from being a vegan activist to going back to such cognitive dissonance. Even Tristan's cows hate him and have tried to run away in the past. Whether it's a factory farm or a small homestead, these animals know they are being mistreated.
This woman actually said at the vigil, and this is one of the ones that Joey was doing at, she turned around and she says, the girl said to her, is this your first time doing a vigil? And she says, yes. And she says, are you vegan? And she says, yes, I am. And she says, well, what does your diet include? And then she said, eggs as well. And then she says, well, you're no vegan, you can't get involved in the vigil and things. That was about the only time I've ever heard that.
Yeah.
But she actually had backyard hens, which I thought was pretty ethical because she was looking after them. She was feeding some of the eggs back to the chickens and taking the excess herself. So I didn't really see the problem with that.
Unless you have an official animal sanctuary farm, there is no reason why you should have chickens. The problem with backyard chickens is that you still see and use these animals as egg-laying machines. I don't know how it works out there in Scotland, but the USDA has made it illegal to advertise eggs as a health food. If you are going to join an animal rights activist group, it's just common sense that your actions would align with the message. How did Tommy become an activist and not know this?
It really annoys me when obviously they lash out at my dogs and things like that. They say, well, what would you feel like if I ate your dog and things like that? And that really gets to me, because dogs especially, we've been in a kind of relationship for thousands of years. Dogs have worked alongside man.
Yeah.
They're not in the food chain. They're totally different.
It really gets to you, Tommy, because it's true. You have to face the hypocrisy. Pigs, for instance, are highly intelligent creatures, the same way that dogs are, yet one is food and the other is your best friend. At this point, the biggest question I ask myself is, did Tommy ever actually care? Or was this all some manipulative cover-up for his eating disorder? Anyways, guys, I'd love to know your thoughts, so leave a comment. Until then, I hope you're all well and staying safe, and I'll see you later in the next video. Bye!